Hello and welcome to the 1989 World Ice Hockey Championships from Stockholm, Sweden. I'm Paul Ferguson. With me again is Richard Beaupre, and we continue our coverage here on Eurosport, the Group A competition. USA versus Germany, and later on the Poles take on the Finns. Well, the West Germans have got a good side, but they really haven't produced it on the ice. Harold Kreis, Udo Kiesling, Ron Fischer, they're all good players. Axel Kammerer, Dieter Hagen, and of course Gerhard Trunschke. Watch for them, but they'll be going up against the Americans, who are looking good right now.
Well, the Americans have started putting it together in the last few games. They're playing a lot better hockey now with Stauber, Van Beesbroek between the pipes, Brian Leach, Tom Curvers, Phil Housley have played some good defense. Pat LaFontaine and Paul Fenton are playing well up front. Brian Mullen, Davey Christian, Dave Snuggerud, they're all playing good hockey at the moment.
So we're getting set for the opening face-off here. The West Germans will be playing from left to right as we take a look at Robert Stauber, the American goalie, 22 years old, and he's had a good tournament so far. At the other end of the rink, Carl Friesen, 31 years old, in the twilight of his career. So from the opening face-off, the Swedish referee Lind drops the puck. Play gets underway. Kiesling head-manning it, and right away, that's a souvenir for someone in this magnificent Globe Arena. From a distance, this place is just incredible to see on the horizon. Tim Taylor there, the coach of the American side, hails from Yale. Leach got the pass up. Kiesling picked that one off. Dumping it up on the long, on the board. Trunschke now. Trunschke working his way in. A shot right on by Hagen. Hagen teams up well with Trunschke. I'd have to say, and I really do hate to say this, but Trunschke, the most prolific goal scorer on the team, for my money anyway, or playmaker, going in on the backhand side. Number 23, Hagen, getting it back. 24, Helmut Steiger couldn't get a handle on it, and Fenton couldn't track that one down. Both teams in the early stages here feeling each other out. Curvers now. Curvers takes a wrist shot, comes off the blocker, the rebound allowed to come out. Wiederberger flips that one up to center. Franz couldn't get a hold of that. Holtzman, some rough stuff in front of that net. A long pass up on the wing. Franz now working his way, drops it back. Some good back checking by the Americans. The shot right on Stauber, but he held his ground. Number 7, Ron Fischer, gets it back to the point. A long shot, wide of the target. So the early play going to the West German side. LaFontaine, Curvers trying to get it out front. Curvers way up in the corner. Kelly Miller takes a shot. He raises his stick in the air to signal a goal, but you can see the puck is right under Friesen. A good save by the goalie as he threw himself across the crease. Let's look at this again.
Well, the Americans set it up with LaFontaine behind the net, and he throws the puck out to Kelly Miller. He's signaling a goal, but Friesen's got the puck underneath him.
So Unsen, the coach of West Germany, can relax. The face-off here. Eddie Olczyk getting set, along with Christian. Housley moving up to assume the position, going back. Brown can't keep it in. Gregory Brown, who plays for the Islanders, gets it over to Norton. Norton along the boards, flips it to the far corner. Housley going after it. Housley, Christian, again the shot. Olczyk was right in there, but Friesen comes up with the save.
Well, the German defense seems a bit weak right around that net, as that's twice now the Americans have had good opportunities right around Friesen. Here you see the play going around behind the net. Housley doing all the work. Christian can't get the pass, but Eddie Olczyk is right there, and there's still no coverage on him.
Well, both teams fighting to avoid relegation here in the A pool, the bottom half of the A pool. A shot right on Stober. Norton comes up with it. The team that finishes last between Finland, the United States, West Germany and Poland will go down to the B pool next year, and up will come Norway. A long shot by Berwanger. Brown crushes him to the boards, and Olczyk comes back with it. Olczyk gets it up on the right wing, taken out by Kiesling. Kiesling coming back on the attack. A long shot deflects off a stick. Manfred on, and Udo Kiesling, the veteran, the West German side, takes his man into the boards. Christian, the Americans and the West Germans changing on the fly as Leach goes back for it. Leach being shadowed by Rodiger. Snuggerud loses it, and there's going to be a penalty on the play. As soon as the West German side touch that, the whistle blow. High stick in the call.
Well, as Dave Snuggerud comes around the net, Dressati is trying to hook him up, and he gets the stick up above the shoulders and catches Snuggerud on the side of the face accidentally.
Well, when you get the stick up that high, it's called high sticking. So Dressati will be in there for 2 minutes, and it'll give the Americans a chance at the 3:22 to 3:23 minute mark of the first period to put on the power play. Leach head manning it. Mullen, a shot right in front, and they just couldn't get the shot away. 2 swipes at the puck. Friesen was down, and they'll have to try it over again. A long pass just before the red line. The Americans right in front, and again, Friesen was across there waiting for it. LaFontaine put it in front of the net. The goal, of course, dislodged, so we'll have a face-off.
Pat LaFontaine coming in on the goal. He's looking for Brian Mullen at the side of the net. And as Heimer comes sliding back to help Friesen, he wiped him out as well as the net.
That was the other opportunity a few minutes ago. They took 2 bites of the cherry. LaFontaine was right there and just couldn't squeeze it by the goalie and the post. Still no score here in the first period. Curvers with Christian on the wing. Curvers, some nice stick handling. We've seen a lot of good things from Curvers, the big defenseman. Over to him in the top of the slot area, pokes it in, back to Curvers. Takes a bit of time, that's kicked away. Housley now, still a power play, right in front to Christian. Again a shot, oh, and this time it's in. Christian picked up his own rebound and made no mistake the second time. The Americans go into the lead, 1-0.
Well, they spread it out well here on the power play. Dave Christian with 1 shot. The German defenseman is down. He walks around him and gets a second chance and puts that one in. The pass had come across from Phil Housley. The second chance, no mistake by Dave Christian.
And you can see there the way the Americans closed down on that net. There were 3 attackers right in front. The defense, well, one was down, one was positioned on the far post, and eventually Christian gets it in. Curvers. 5 minutes gone here in the first period. The Americans with Christian still out on the ice. Olczyk trying to get that pass, and Kiesling comes back with it. Gets it up for On. Going in first is Curvers, as he's done so many times throughout the tournament. Eddie Olczyk to Curvers. He can't control that one, and does the intelligent thing by getting it back to the defense. The Germans now up on the wing. Too far for anyone there, and it drifts into the neutral zone. Udo Kiesling flips it back. Wiederberger got it to Kiesling again, and that's going to be an offside as that left winger got stranded well inside the blue line.
Well, the Americans seem to be spreading out a little more now and using the ice. They're putting some passes together. The Germans are a bit sloppy in the neutral zone, but trying to dump that puck in and make something happen.
Well, I said before the game started that the West German side had a good team, and I meant it. They just can't seem to get things together on the ice. So many good playmakers and goal scorers. Not bad goaltending with Friesen and Schlickenreiter. They actually beat the Canadian side in a warm-up game. They split a series with them, and they lost 2 games to the Soviet side, also in a pre-tournament friendly, but they weren't disgraced by any means. So the West Germans capable of beating any team in this tournament, but they need some inspiration from somewhere. A long shot, offside again. Richard, the Americans started the tournament slowly, but now they seem to be coming back.
Yeah, they have put some good playmaking together in these last few games, and they're playing a lot better as a team in general. The defense is moving well, and the forwards are really starting to put the puck in the net.
Heimer getting it over. Rodger, a long shot, wide of the target. Heimer flips it in. A lot of white shirts back to defend. O'Regan waits till his teammates come back. Randy Wood flips it over onto the right wing. The Americans with a long shot, high. Young getting a piece of that, and that was deflected well into the crowd. And a lot of these shots are being deflected by the defenseman. The goaltender's not having a lot of work here in the first period so far. Still a lot more ice hockey to come. Here we go, here we go. Well, I don't know who they're playing that for, the West Germans or the Americans, as Leach takes a well-deserved break.
Well, as Brian Leach goes off the ice, he is a candidate for the Rookie of the Year award in the NHL in his first season with the New York Rangers, and he's a top candidate for that very coveted award.
The Americans, Curvers again, getting it back. Comes off a shin pad. John O'Callaghan was trying to get that in. Oh, not a good pass there. Right across the West German side with number 24, Steiger, losing control. And back come the Americans. Oh, a lot of pushing and bumping. They've still got control. There's going to be a penalty on the play. Curver's trying to get it over. And again, it's going against West Germany. Harold Kreis slowly makes his way to the penalty box.
Well, there's some excellent work here by Brian Mullen as he's digging like mad. One German attacks him, another one attacks him. The call was made on the first play, out by the blue line.
So Harold Kreis will be in the box for 2 minutes. That's his first penalty of the tournament. And I must admit, there have been times like this when it gets rough, when it gets physical, but the whole tournament so far has been played in good spirits.
Well, it sure has. It's been a good tournament all around. We've seen some excellent hockey. There's more to come.
Olczyk with Christian out there. Curvers. Power play situation for the Americans. Housley getting it over. Christian on that left wing. He loves to park himself right on that far post, right where he is now. Behind the net, he's got Snuggerud. Olczyk. Snuggerud. Position right in front. Christian takes a shot that goes off his skate. I think he was a bit optimistic there. Fisher goes back for it. Spins around, taken out of the play. Christian couldn't do anything with it. And back come the West Germans. Fisher gives it right to Christian. And then Christian gives it right to the defense. Pushed down the ice. Time ticking away on this penalty. Some good forechecking there by Fisher. Housley gets it back. Christian, Housley. The Americans changing on the fly, coming up on the right wing now, working his way right in front. It was Mullen. Still, it's not out. A shot, they score! Fontaine, number 16, got that right in the slot area. A power play goal, and that makes it 2-0 for the Americans. His 4th goal of the tournament.
Well, Pat LaFontaine doing some nice work as he brought the puck all the way down the right wing. The play broke down. He came around all the way from behind the net and collected the goal. Always wheeling, sends a shot home behind Friesen, who's beaten cleanly.
Well, join us in a moment for the remainder of the first period. First period of this game between the United States and West Germany. Right from the face-off, the Americans break through. Trunchka now for West Germany. Pushed into the woodwork. Helmut Steiger flipped it around, tries to get it again, and he's hammered into the plexi. Trunchka, the Americans with a man in the box. Trunchka behind the net to Steiger. Steiger's got Hagen out there, a shot. Steered away, Hagen gets it back to Trunchka. Trunchka all the way back, and that's in the net. Niederberger from way back got the shot, and that makes it 2-1. Big number 19.
Well, it was good work from Trunchka, who did a lot of skating. They controlled the puck, moved it back to Niederberger. They got the shot off from the point. There you see the shot coming at Stauber. He may have had a good chance for that one, but it sneaks between his legs. There you see the work from Trunchka, moving the puck back. Niederberger skates into it. It gets between Stauber's legs.
So the West Germans coming back at the midway point here in the first period. Still far from over. The last time these two teams met in the competition, the Americans came out on top 7-4. The Germans would very much like to avoid relegation, and I'm sure they will. It looks like the Poles will probably go down if they continue playing the way they are playing in this tournament, but who knows? Anything can happen in ice hockey. Back on the West Germans now. Curvers misses his check. Flipped out into the neutral zone. Heimer. Heimer again. Holtzman's calling for it. Heimer. The West Germans throwing these passes together but not going forward at all. Curvers comes up with it. Christian turns, he's on the far side, he wants it. Coming back is O'Regan. Dropping it back, deflected away, and the West Germans come back with 3 men on 2. On, right across, the shot, wide of the net. On going against the boards there, picks up the pass. The Americans are caught short here because they're changing. Housley gets over, that shot goes way wide. Dries gets it in. Oh, and that's in the net. Camerer, number 21, picked up that rebound that was just lying there. Kreis got the shot, and the score is level at 2 apiece.
Well, it was sort of slam-bang hockey here as the puck's bouncing all over. Comes back to Kreis at the point. There's Kammerer. There's only Scott Young in front. There's 2 German forwards. There you see the shot from Kreis again. Stauber doesn't quite know where it is. Kammerer does. It's on his stick and in the net. There you see this one more time. Stauber makes the initial save, but Kammerer's there to collect that easy rebound.
2-2 the score. The Germans have come back into this one. As I said, they're a good team and they're far from out of it. Looking to avoid relegation to Pool B along with the Americans. So much prestige attached to being in the Pool A competition. Leach. That Pool A competition will be held in Bern, Switzerland next year. Olczyk gets it over. Housley couldn't put a handle on it, and back come the West Germans. Kiesling gets it up. Drop pass, and the West Germans throwing together some lovely passes. That one wide of the net. Berwanger flipped it into the corner, and the Americans now slowing it down as they change on the fly and try to get something back into their game.
Well, they've got good reasons to be concerned here, as this goal to tie this game seems to have ignited the Germans.
They're playing well right out front. Defense from West Germany getting in the way as they've done so many times. Brown up on the wing. The long pass deflects off a skate, and back comes number 22. Rudger tries to split the defense. That's left right in front. Stauber stopped Peter Draisaitl, who was right in front of the net. And what are the Americans doing out there?
Well, everybody's skating away from the puck. Draisaitl's got it. I think he was amazed that he was that wide open and had the puck on his own. Here he is again. He's wide open. I think he gets confused, doesn't know what to do with it here. Just kind of gives it to Stauber.
He tried, earlier on, they tried to split the defense. Draisaitl goes in, could have picked a corner. The goalie was down, there was a defenseman in front of him.
Oh, I think he'll see that one in his sleep, as he had all kinds of time there.
So the Americans going through a phase here of disorganization.
Oh, that could have been a big goal as well. I mean, the Germans are playing good hockey now.
Trunchka getting it back, a long shot. Goes by the far post. And USA had a good start to this period, but right now they're skating backwards. And the West Germans are taking the play to them. The Americans doing a lot of chasing out there as both teams change their line. Unson looking a lot happier. Let's take a look at this. Another shot wide of the target.
Once again, that's Trunchka doing all the work, as he makes that puck work. And he passes it around so nicely.
He sets up a lot of plays out there, scores a lot of goals, does a lot of the donkey work. Fisher now coming in on the wing. Fisher, Snuggerud taking him out. Leach, head manning the puck. The Americans with number 11, Randy Wood in the corner. Holtzman, a long pass up to Fisher. That's too far for Franz. O'Regan on the backhand side. Number 11, Randy Wood took that shot. It wasn't a difficult one, but it was right on the net. Holtzman now takes his man out of the play and gets it up, but it's not out. A long shot for the point, and that's steered away. Another shot coming in from Leach, and that hits a leg. And now it's the Americans' turn with Snuggerud. The Americans putting on the pressure. The West Germans don't have a penalty, but they're playing like they have one. Totally out of the play here. Snuggerud kicks that right in front of the net, and the West Germans coming back into the action. Both teams changing. Scott Young, oh, a terrible pass from him, rescued by Norton. Eddie Olczyk is up there. He didn't get the pass on to the far side, and you can hear those bodies going into the boards. Working his way in is on, right in front of the net. Another shot, well, they banged on the shot, and again, they can't get it away. That one is tipped in the corner, on, getting a piece of that. So both teams seeing their fair share of the puck here. Norton drops it back to the point, intercepted in the slot area, and back comes West Germany. End-to-end battle. Heimer, his shot is deflected. Another one from a ridiculous angle goes wide of the net. On, flips it in. Stauber squeezes out number 11, Berwanger, and the Americans come back on the attack. Olczyk drops it back, a shot. Friesen gets a piece of that, and it's kicked out. It goes into the neutral zone. Mullen, Draisaitl. Oh, Draisaitl trying to carry that out, got caught with a poke check. Again, the team's changing on the fly, and it really is good end-to-end stuff here. It may be the bottom of the table, but it's still good ice hockey.
Well, both teams seem to have opened it up a little bit. Both goalies are seeing a lot of rubber right now. There's some good plays thrown at them. The Germans a bit unlucky a second ago not to take that lead.
Kelly Miller trying to get it through on the backhand side. That's right in front of the net, and Friesen lost it for a second. LaFontaine doing a lot of work in there. Still behind the net, still the Americans in control. Number 17, Kelly Miller, dumped to the ice. The official with his arms straight out waves off any thought of a penalty. Number 24, Steiger, pushes it into the corner, and Curvers goes back for it. Hit into the boards by Trunchka. Right into the slot area as the Americans work it out now. Miller fires it to the far corner, and Kiesling comes up with the puck. Kiesling headmans it. Still trying to set it up there with Trunchka. Helmut Steiger falls on the puck, and Fenton was there to watch him, but the whistle blows because the referee lost sight of that puck. Incredible stuff.
Well, it was a good play by Fenton, who just came off the bench, and he got back there to help out as Trunchka almost did some more damage.
He had Steiger wide open. There's Steiger, gets the shot off, but that's Paul Fenton coming back to do some good work there. At the other end of the rink, you can see LaFontaine getting it right across in front of Friesen. And that is the point where the defense for the Germans has been susceptible, close to that net, right around the goalpost from behind. Kiesling hangs on to an American stick there, goes unnoticed. Steiger runs into one of his own players, Dieter Hagen. Young now settles things down. The pass is a bouncing one. It goes too far. Fenton races forward as Friesen comes out, fires it out over the blue line. A good move by him. Fitzgerald back to the defense. Well, slight misunderstanding there as Leach came up with a puck. Leach now 3-on-3, 4-on-3. The Americans getting up there fast. Brown wrestles in the corner. Trunchka, still Trunchka. Leach gets it over now to the far side. A long shot from the point, and Friesen grabs it, and they start to get rough in front of the net. Fenton mixing it up with Trunchka. Well, the two forwards got tangled up, but it made that linesman look like Arnie Schwarzenegger, as it looked like he kind of threw them both to the ice, but they were just tangled up. Fenton not very happy about being taken out in front of that net. Well, the linesmen get to call offsides and icings, but they also get to stand in front of players and between players when they're throwing punches. Not an enviable job. As this puck was moved across, Scott Young got all of that one, but Friesen had an eye on it all the way and just used the glove on it. Well, 2-2 is the score. It's close. Lots more action to come. Join us in a moment. Back to the second period of this game between the United States and West Germany. It's level, 2 goals apiece. The Americans playing from left to right, and a brilliant first period with the Americans getting 2 goals and then the West Germans coming back hard and pulling themselves right back into this game. Hagen, a lot of class, as I said, on that West German side. They've been unfortunate throughout the tournament, but maybe that'll change now. Both teams fighting to avoid relegation, and the Americans now up on the wing. Working it in, a long shot by Scott Young. The West Germans regrouping, getting it back to the defense as their players from both teams get ready to step back onto the ice.
Oh, we'll see who can get the momentum going here in the second period. As switched 2 or 3 different times during that period. The Americans coming out quickly, then the Germans pulling right back.
Offside the call, and this is how Stauber sees the action. The coach from the United States team looking pleased, as are the players, but it's tight and still a lot more action to come. Holtzman winning the draw, getting it up. Going back forward is Brown. Brown shadowed by Holtzman. Behind Stauber, no one there to pick it up, but the West Germans, and that comes back into the slot area, and that's going to trickle out as Harold Kreis, who plays for Mannheimer in the West German League, gets it up. West Germans spreading it out, using the entire ice surface. Delayed offside on the play. Housley will bring this one out, gets it up on the wing. Working up is Eddie Olczyk along the boards, gets it to Christian. Christian right in front of the net. They put it in. Housley, the big defenseman, number 6. Christian did a lot of work, and Olczyk, as always, was instrumental in setting up that play along the boards. Good work by Eddie Olczyk along the boards. Gets the puck to Dave Christian, who always has his head up. Throws a very nice pass over to Phil Housley. There you see the pass from Dave Christian. Housley's right there to tuck it in behind Friesen. Good work by Eddie Olczyk along the boards as he moved the puck over to Davey Christian. Well, there were so many Americans stationed in front of that net that anyone could have taken that, including number 4, Jeffrey Norton. Leach now trying to do it on his own, but again you see 4 Americans circling around that cage. A lot of pressure in the German end, but we'll see if the Germans can come back and level it up as they have in the past. Fischer takes a shot that's wide of the target. Udo Kiesling now. Kiesling pokes it behind the net. I think both teams lost sight of it there for a moment. Hagen, Scott Young, Hagen goes in after him. Some good forechecking from both teams. And the West Germans, if they want to stay in this game, are going to have to continue forechecking throughout the 3 periods. A long shot coming from Michael Schmidt. No trouble for Stauber. Wow, that one bounced right out front. The goaltender's lost his stick. And now the Americans bring it out. Leach fires it all the way down on the left wing. But that was dangerous for a moment. Fitzgerald has it. Loses it behind the net. Fitzgerald is bumped out of the play, and back come the West Germans. So a moment of danger there for the Americans as Brown steers Franz into the woodwork right in front of the net now. Stauber comes up with a save, but it's still not away. Back to the point. They can't get the shot. A lot of pressure from the Americans. Some good work there coming from number 11, Randy Wood.
Yeah, Wood doing a good job of back-checking as he lifted the German stick in the slot, then he poked it away from the defenseman. Good work.
A long shot that Stauber got a piece of, and that's the second time we've seen him do that. He flips the leg out to make the save, and the puck should have gone the other way, but it went back on him, and I think he really is mistiming these saves. Nevertheless, he's keeping them out. That's right in front of Friesen. And now it's the Americans with number 4, Jeffrey Norton, taking a shot. Stopped at the defense. On spins. On, who plays for Rosenheim. One of the top players in the German league. Of course, Trunchka was voted Player of the Year last year. A class act. On now. Backhands it. Kammerer. Well, the pass is going behind the players. Not easy to pick up. Kammerer behind the net, trying to get it out front. He's shadowed by O'Callaghan, who's out there. Head-manning it nicely, but it's just a bit too far. Richard, the puck from time to time is bouncing out there. Do you think it's because the ice is soft or the puck isn't frozen?
Well, it could be warm out there tonight as the game is slowing up a little bit here, plus the puck is taking some crazy bounces.
Well, for those of you not familiar with the game, let's look at this first. Stauber lost that completely and then lost his stick. I was about to say, for those of you who are not familiar with the game, the puck is frozen before they start the game and in between periods.
That's right. That way, more like a friction-reducing agent. As the puck is frozen, it goes on the ice without stopping, and you'll notice that if the ice is wet or if the puck isn't frozen, it'll stick to the ice.
So the Americans now bringing it out. LaFontaine, 3-on-2 break, working it in nicely. Friesen got a piece of that. Snuggerud was there. Not a difficult shot for Friesen. West Germans now. Pass up on the wing, and the Americans letting them come out. Fisher takes a long shot. Stauber way out of his net. The drop pass. And again, the pass is not really right on the target. O'Callaghan. Teams changing on the fly. Way up on the wing. Coming back now, West Germany. A long shot. Not a difficult one for Stauber. The West German really fanned on that. Brown, stick handling, spins, curvers, back to the point, a weak shot that is deflected high. Eventually it comes down out of the lights and play continues. So it would appear that the pace has slowed down a bit. It's a 2-on-1 break. Trunchka gets it right across. Stauber comes out nicely to avoid any shot on Hagen. And Hagen and Trunchka really do combine well.
Trunchka's ever so dangerous as he not only puts a puck in the net, but he works very well with Hagen. Sets him up quite often.
Hagen to Trunchka. Trunchka overskated that one. Tried to make one too many moves right in front. Back now, and Stauber had to defend against that, and they took too long to get those shots away.
There's no sense in trying to be too pretty there as the German forward was all alone on Stauber and he elected to pass the puck back. He might better have tried for the goal himself. 3-2 the score. The Americans move right in with Douglas Brown, number 24, getting the shot. Nothing came of it. And back come the West Germans. Rodger
Hagen. The Americans flipping it out. Housley pushing it back behind the net. And a good round of applause from the people here in the Globe Arena, appreciating the effort that these two teams are putting into this game.
Well, there's been some quality chances on the goal for both sides in the last few minutes.
Housley taken out of the play eventually by 3 West Germans. Franz goes in after it but loses out. Still it's not out as the Americans once again have to go behind their net. Brown now. Brown with Christian. Back to Brown. Some good 1-2 play there, but eventually the West Germans come up with it and fire it back in. Leach. Brian Leach, who plays for the New York Rangers. Can't get the... Oh, that's right out front. Stauber came up nicely. Holtzman was the danger man there. Stauber really is getting into the action here, coming out, cutting down the angle. Franz. So going back for it, Brown now. Still anyone's game. The Americans lead 3-2 here in the second period. This is the bottom of the table battle. The 4 teams with Finland, West Germany, America and Poland fighting it out to avoid relegation. Norway, of course, have already been promoted from Pool B, so they'll be here next year. Fired back in, the West Germans keeping the pressure on, buzzing around that net from time to time, but Stauber, like he did there, is coming up with the key saves.
Well, the Americans caught chasing around there. Stauber hanging onto that puck to take the whistle. The Germans set this one up well as Trunchka was in there all alone on that play. Couldn't find the handle.
Well, that's the incident when they had more than one opportunity to put the puck in the net. And again, they have a shot there, but Stauber covers the rebound. 3-2 the score, still in the second period. Housley flipping it up to the blue line. 1 minute remaining here in the second period. Still lots more ice hockey to come. The West Germans, Berwanger getting it up. They really do have to take some shots. Oh, that one's wide of the target, but just by inches. So the Americans flipping it out. They'll be happy just to see the final seconds here tick away. They can go into that dressing room with a 1-goal lead. Curver's getting it over. Flipping it down. Going after it is Pokorny as he takes his man into the boards. 20 seconds to go in the period.
Well, after this period, the Germans will probably have a little conference to try and regroup and sort out how they're going to get back into this one.
So 5 seconds to go. No more scoring in this period. A long shot, but there goes the buzzer. At the end of the second period, USA 3, West Germany 2. The third and final period, 3-2 the score. The Americans, who are playing from right to left, are in the lead, but still this one is far from over. The West Germans with a lot of chances in the second period, Richard, just didn't make the most of them.
Well, they were a bit unfortunate a couple times, but they're just going to have to keep pressing. The Americans are going to keep the attack on them as well. It should be a good one.
Scott Young behind the net, leaving it now, and the Americans come out. Leach. The West Germans, I'm sure, have been told to forecheck hard. Don't let the Americans come out. Put the pressure on them, and hopefully they'll cough up the puck and make mistakes. Offside the call. Stauber has played well for the Americans between the pipes. Carl Friesen, and there's the offside call. Carl Friesen for West Germany has been solid too. 3-2 the score. A long shot from the point. Brown getting a piece of that, and again Friesen chucking out that rebound, but eventually gets the glove to it.
Well, at this point in the game, the defense is going to have to help out both ends of the ice. The goalie doesn't want to leave the puck laying around the front of that net.
The rebound there, grabbed nicely by Friesen. West Germans really do have to come forward. You can see them roughing it up right in front of the net. Udo Kiesling could have got a shot away there. The Americans with 2 men in the penalty box. Kiesling took that shot. It went off a defenseman. Brown doing some good penalty killing. Dieter Hagen fans on his shot. Stauber gets that one only to the fence. Kiesling takes a shot. That bounces in and that's in the net. Well, that must have gone in off Curvers. Kiesling, of course, will get credit for that. It's a power play goal, but what a strange one. Let's look at this again.
Well, they all count as Kiesling gets a shot off from the point. Stauber deflects it back onto the glass. Curvers is coming in to help out. Tries to get a glove on it, and he does. Right into his own net, though. Here's the shot from Kiesling. Stauber kicks it out onto the glass. It takes a crazy bounce, and it's off Tom Curvers into the net.
From a different angle, you can see it going off the shoulder or the arm of Curvers. Kiesling, a good shot by him, labeled for that far corner. Stauber got the stick to it, and the score is level. What a game this is. 3 goals apiece. The West Germans have come back 3 times.
Well, it's a crazy game, and they've had good opportunities and not come through. Then they had sort of a broken down play there that ends up in a goal. Anything counts.
Norton getting set with 5 seconds remaining on his penalty. Curvers is going to rag that puck and kill off the final few seconds. Harold Kreis gets it over to the far side. Kreis again, flipping it up on the backhand side, too far for anyone. Mullen takes his man out as the pace slows down a bit along the boards. Neither team wanting to make a mistake here in the third period. O'Callaghan. Berwanger shadows him, and the Americans come back on the attack. Oh, a lovely pass up on the wing. Out front is Mullen. That's right, off the post. Curvers couldn't control the rebound, and the West Germans come back on the attack. On. Drops it back into the slot area. Number 19, Niederberger, who scored that goal earlier on from way back at the point, tries to press that against the puck board. The official yelling, keep it going, and eventually the puck is frozen and the whistle blows.
Well, this is still anybody's game as both teams are still going up and down the ice, end to end. As you see a nice play here that started from Curvers on the other end. There's Kelly Miller in front of the net, hits the post. The rebound was anybody's.
Miller prangs that one off the post. The rebound came out, but just too far for the Americans to put it in the open net. 3-3 still the score here in the third and final period. Brown shoots it in. Going after it is Randolph Wood. The West Germans to Dieter Hagen, just a bit too far from him, and Leach comes to the rescue. Play with Dieter Hagen going after Stauber. He lost that for a moment in his skates, and it's flipped out into the neutral zone. The Americans with Norton now. Norton trying to get around number 24, Helmut Steiger, but he's dumped to the ice, and back come the West Germans. Thrunchka flips it all the way around. Niederberger, not a good clearance from him, and the Americans with the... Oh, and that's in the net! Well, was it? That shot was not a difficult one. And they're looking at the official, and they're waving this one off. They're saying it's not a goal.
Well, the green light is on, which would signal no goal. Tom O'Regan takes the shot. It appears to go up under the crossbar. The Americans think it's a goal. There you see it again. There's Tom O'Regan with the shot. There's confusion in front of that net. It appears to go right up underneath the crossbar.
Well, the Americans are still saying it's a goal. Let's look at this again. The shot comes in. A possible deflection. Kiesling was right in front of the goalie. Now, we slow this down. There it is, right by Kiesling. And is this one in? Friesen is down. It's working its way towards the net. And yes, it is a goal.
Well, you can clearly see that that puck is in the net. It is up under the crossbar and it hit that back stanchion, which is a post, which is behind the crossbar, and came right back out. the Americans had a good cause for an argument on that goal.
Kreese brought it in. The score remains level. A long shot to the point is batted down. And now the Americans with Housley are under pressure.
Well, Tom O'Regan must feel really robbed on that, seeing he plays against everybody on this West German team all year. He's the 10th leading scorer in the German league. He plays with Landshut, and I'm sure he would like to have had credit for that goal.
Curvers goes off for a well-deserved rest. This time it's West Germany putting on the pressure. Stauber giving the stick to On. That's what happens when you park yourself next to a goaltender. 3-3 the score, under 3 minutes remaining. Franz running into a sea of white shirts out there. The Americans trying to keep it in. Pressed against the boards. Kelly Miller gets it free, but it comes up to West Germany now. Coming back is Franz. Franz spins, takes a shot. The whistle blows, and I have a feeling the goal was dislodged. And there's also a player in the middle of it. Fisher trying to disentangle himself.
Well, you see the play coming in. It was a nice save by Stauber off the shot of Franz. But Ron Fisher takes a bite out of the crossbar there as he's helped into the net from an American defenseman.
So the Americans now with Leach. Leach over the blue line. Leach gets it right across the goal mouth. Friesen missed that completely, and there was no one there to get their stick on it. A shot from a sharp angle is batted down, but it's still kept in. Working their way right in front of the net. Kelly Miller poked away at the side of the net. Miller with just 20 seconds, 15 seconds remaining now. Back to the point, and that's in the net. This time they're going to give it to the Americans. LaFontaine got the final touch. Young from way back at the point set that one up. 11 seconds remaining in the game. 4-3 for the Americans.
Well, the U.S. can feel like justice was served here as Scott Young takes a shot from the point. Pat LaFontaine is sitting right there for the rebound. There you see the pass went back from Mullen. The shot comes from Young. LaFontaine is unmarked in front of the net.
From another angle, you can see everything going on in front of Friesen, and eventually LaFontaine gets the final touch.
Well, what a time for the Germans to leave somebody open in front of the net. And Pat LaFontaine does not mind.
So 11 seconds remaining in the game. The Americans have gone into the lead once again. Can West Germany come back? The Americans, of course, will just fire it in and try to work off the final 5 seconds. No chance for West Germany to pull their goalie or even get a shot. There goes the buzzer to end the third and final period. The Americans have won it 4-3. What a comeback, what a game from both teams. They both gave 100%, and the crowd here at the Globe Arena have loved every minute of this. Well, let's take a look at a game played earlier on. Finland against Poland. The Finns came up with the first goal from Järvenpää to lead 1-0 in the first period. The Finns, of course, playing in white. Hanisch is down. That goes underneath him when he gets up, and that's 1-0. The second goal coming from Jalonen, number 12. The Finns buzzing all around the Poles net. Let's take a look at this again on the slow-mo.
Nice play from Berta to move that puck over to Jalonen, who's wide open in front.
Berta, who set that one up, picks up the third goal on a lovely shot from inside the circle. Hanisch beaten cleanly.
Jari Curry with some nice work there as he slides the puck to Berta, who sends this one behind the goalie.
Well, Curry, who set that one up, gets a goal of his own here. Keep your eye on number 17. A devastating slap shot up into the attic, and that makes it 4-0, and that's the final score.
A nice shot from Jari Curry to pick that top corner.
From a different angle, Curry takes the shot. Hanisch can't get the glove to it. Well, let's take a look at the bottom half of the table. The Finns and the Americans are safe, but the West Germans and the Poles are struggling to avoid relegation. We've got some great games coming up. On Saturday, the Swedes take on the Czechoslovakian side, and Canada against the Soviet Union. That could decide the championship. On Sunday, the West Germans take on the Poles, and that could decide who is relegated. Finland will go against USA. So until then, from Richard Beaupre and myself, Paul Ferguson, bye for now.
And there's medal round World Championship Ice Hockey tonight.
Welcome once again to the World Ice Hockey Championships from this magnificent Globe Arena in Stockholm, Sweden. I'm Paul Ferguson, with me is Richard Beaupre, and today we concentrate on the medal round competition. Sweden take on Czechoslovakia, and later Canada go against the Soviet Union. Here's how they stand: Canada in first place, the Soviet Union in second with a win apiece, the Czechs and the Swedes still looking for their first victory in this medal round competition. Let's concentrate now on the Swedes against the Czechs here in the first period. So, a little repair job on the ice. The official getting set to drop the puck. Czechoslovakia playing left to right. And both teams looking for their first victory. This is going to be quite a game. A good crowd here in the Globe Arena, willing this blue and yellow side on to victory. Richard, this one's going to be tight.
Well, both teams have got to go for it here as they're looking to stay even with the Canadians and the Soviets.
Serban was taken out by Rundqvist. Coming back to the point. Svitek firing it up to Ruzicka. Svitek taken out of the play nicely. Salming doing some work on defense for Sweden. Both teams changing on the fly. Staviana, Svitek fires it in. Albalin. Well, a bit of a misunderstanding there. Krone is hammered into the boards. Eldebrink mixing it up along the boards. And now Sweden coming back. Drop pass, that's right in front to Steen. Taken out nicely at the defensive. Krone comes up with a loose puck. Baka, head manning of it, intercepted at the blue line. Prohatska. Krone tried to get that in front, and Nilsson came up with it. Over to the far side, Steen couldn't get to it. Albalin getting it over. Eldebrink now. Slowing things down. Steen, a long, lazy pass, picked off by number 22, Jiri Seba. Kuchera couldn't get a stick on that, and offside is the call.
Well, both teams are feeling each other out here as they're getting quick line changes and trying to get something going, moving that puck around.
Well, that was the offside call. Still no score here in the first period. Carlson out over the blue line, the red line, trying to do it himself. Spun out of the play. Samuelsson leaves it. A shot right on, and that's in the net. Jelinek, number 24, got a pass from Hasek, the wrist shot, and he put it by the goaltender. 1-0 the score.
The Czechs are happy about that one, to get that early lead, as Jelinek is in the slot. He's got a lot of time. There's nobody in there to help out the Swedish defenseman as they back in on Lindmark. There's the pass from Hasek. He's got a lot of time, snaps it. Lindmark couldn't get it.
From a different angle, you can see that bad pass there, intercepted by Hasek. Jelinek comes in, a nice wrist shot, and he puts that right upstairs. So 1-0 the score. The goal came at 13:37 of the first period. The Swedes back on the attack. Salming offside the call again, and they're playing it tight.
The Czechs seem to have come on strong here as this period's gone on, and they're putting a lot of pressure in the Swedish zone right now.
The Swedes, of course, have the benefit of the home crowd behind them. Ruzicka forechecking, picks it up. A long shot by Svitek, he scores! Svitek got that short pass from Ruzicka, and that just came a few seconds, just over a minute rather, after that goal by Jelinek. Incredible stuff from Czechoslovakia.
Here's Ruzicka right at the blue line, throws the puck over to Svitek, and he blasts that one and catches the top corner just under the crossbar. There's another look at it. Puck seems to be fluttering a bit, almost like a knuckleball. I'm not sure, as though Lindmark just lost sight of that. There you see Ruzicka again at the blue line. This puck seems to take Lindmark by surprise.
So 2-0 the score. Coming back, Sweden trying to get that right in front. And Dominik Hasek bobbled it once and then eventually picked it up and held on to it.
I think the Swedes are a little frustrated here. You see Sandstrom in there. Czech defense playing tight, not letting anything get near that goalie.
Well, number 4, Olausson, is getting in there. The puck bobbles and the defensemen come to the rescue. As we look at this again, a lot of pushing and shoving in front of that net. But Hasek had it all the time. So 2-0 the score here in the third period. There were no goals scored in the second period, and Sweden really have it all to do now. The Czechs with goals from Jelinek and Svitek in the first period, they came within just over a minute of each other. It's been close checking since then. Both teams have had their chances. Kuchera taken out of the play. Sternball is in there mixing it up. Janecki. Tommy Samuelsson. Samuelsson shadowed by Kuchera. Olausson. And they're not getting a good response from the crowd here. They want them to go forward, Richard.
Well, the Swedes haven't played like they have the last few days. They're not moving the puck quickly, and they aren't skating, especially away from the play like they have been. They seem a bit flat.
Well, they've got to do it in this period. This is the medal round. They've got to pick up the points. A long shot, and that's in! Rundqvist took that shot, and again, it's a high shot that goes in the net. We saw Lindmark have problems with one in the first period, and now it's Hasek's turn. The Swedes are back in the game.
Well, the goalies get even here, as the one Lindmark let in didn't seem like a tough shot, and here Hasek lets one in that he probably should have had. A little bit of confusion in front of him. Sodergren might have been screening him, but Hasek didn't look too sharp on that. Rundqvist just snapped the puck from way out, just inside the blue line. It appeared to go off the glove, the shoulder, then behind the arm. There's Rundqvist. He's just directing it toward the net.
Well, there's the goal score. 2-1 is the score. And the Swedes are smiling once again. Just a few seconds remaining here in the game. Lindmark is out of his net. There's the time, 59 seconds remaining. The Swedish team have 6 attackers out there. Back to number 2, Eldebrink, taken out along the boards is Berglund. They get the shot away. Nilsson doing some work in front of the net. Back to the point, Eldebrink takes a slap shot, and that's kicked out by Hasek. And the Czechs trying to get it into that open net. Now coming back, Otto Hasek should have taken a shot there. He could have put this game on ice. He didn't, tried to move it in too close now. Coming back with Steen, but the Czechs intercept, and the shot is wide of the target. Well, the Swedes had 4 attackers They're running out of time here. A long shot by Eldebrink is deflected wide. Steen goes in for it. 10 seconds remaining in the third period. A shot. No, it's a fake. Eldebrink tees it up. Takes his shot. Tries to get it over. Well, he might have been better to shoot. Just a couple of seconds remaining now, and the Czechs are going to win this one. So the final score is 2-1. Join us in a moment because we have Canada going up against the Soviet Union.